Patrick Bruce. How are you? How are you this evening? Good evening. How are you?
You begin when you're ready. You ready to begin?
Ever since I got into middle school, there's always been one question at the back of my mind. What's wrong with all the books we have to read for English? I mean, it's like they want the students to fall asleep in the middle of reading. Yeah, some of them have an interesting subject, but they're all so dry, it's really difficult to read them. Anytime I would ask my teachers or my parents about this, they'd all say the same thing. The school district wants you to try reading from different genres. Me, being an avid fan of the fantasy genre, I'd ask them, why don't we ever read from the fantasy genre? Why does it all have to be historical fiction or non-fiction? I know there are a lot of genres I'm leaving out there, but I don't care about those, so we're not gonna. Fantasy books use some of the most advanced literature techniques. They have some of the most well-developed characters, dynamic struggles, and throughout the whole course of the book, they force the reader to use their imagination. One of the reasons I do like fantasy books so much is because of the well-developed character. The genre, in general, allows the author to make characters however they want. If the author wants the character to be half cat or have wings, they can only do that to the fantasy genre. But equally important to character development is conflict, because you can't have an interesting book without some kind of conflict. And most fantasy books tend to go towards the old good versus evil, with the hero fighting for valor, honor, and perhaps the hand of a fair maiden. But also important to a fantasy book is not who fights the battles, but how it's fought. Instead of today, where the winner of the battle is decided by who has more soldiers or who fires more bullets, it's decided by who has the greater skill or who has more determination. But skill is also an important part for the author. An author needs to have the skill to take imagination from the mind and put it to ink on paper. If an author does this successfully, a reader can't help but use his imagination when he reads the books. And this is wholly important in today's monotonous society when most people don't get a chance to use their imagination daily. So reading a fantasy book just makes a necessary daily activity into something that's fun. The message of this story is that reading a fantasy book never hurt anyone. And I think that it could actually help everybody if they did it every once in a while. Thank you.